Hey guys, Anthony Leone with Roto Heat. Week 9 waivers already here. Before we go any further, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I don't want you guys missing any of these videos going forward. Who made it through Monday Night Football? Unfortunately, I did. I wish I could have those 3 hours back. But it's okay. We're going to talk about a couple of guys from the game. So, every game matters in that sense. I thought also, for those of you who have seen my other videos, I thought maybe I'd show a little bit more of my fish tank. People have asked why I only show just a little bit. I hope they're not too distracting, so we'll see how that goes. I got to start with quarterbacks like I normally do, and Superflex. It's a good thing I did this video. No, sometimes I do it Sunday night. It's a good thing I waited till Monday now because we got news that Flacco is hurt, could go to IR, and so that brings a new starting quarterback opportunity for the rest of the season. Brandon Allen is likely going to start. I think Drew Lock can't come back yet. I'm not sure exactly when he can come back. I tried to find out the clarity on that. Also, not really sure if he's healthy or not, to even start when he is eligible to come back. So I think if you need someone to start now, Brandon Allen is the guy. Like I always say, Superflex, starting quarterback, they're too valuable to pass up. Ultimately, Drew Lock, though, is probably going to get the start toward the end of the year. He was the rookie quarterback that they took. And so I think, if you're looking later into the year, Drew Lock is the priority ad. If you need someone now, Brandon Allen is the ad. So that's kind of how that's getting broken down. 1 QB leagues, I like Darnold. I said last week, once you get through Jacksonville and New England, it really lightens up. And, this week now he has Miami. And even against Jacksonville, he did okay. 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fantasy kind of ignores the 3 picks unless you're in a league that really penalizes against that. But otherwise, Darnold, I think, is a good 1 QB streaming option. Let's say you have Mahomes, like I talked about last week. He'll get you through. So Darnold's the way to go. Ryan Tannehill has a pretty good matchup this week against Carolina. Their defense has faltered a little bit, just gave up 55 against the 49ers. This past week, Tannehill did pretty well, 193 yards, 3 touchdowns. Granted, it was against Tampa Bay, and Carolina's a lot better on defense than Tampa Bay, but even still, I think Tannehill is a good streaming option this week. Moving on to running back, not a whole lot of good options here, but we got to start with Mark Walton. Kenyan Drake was traded to Arizona. That moves Walton into the lead role. And just tonight, he did okay. 11 rushes, 35 yards, caught a few passes. It's the Dolphins, so it's not going to be, RB1 numbers. But if you're looking for an RB2, at worst, a flex play, I think he's your guy. And then moving on to Tra Carson for the Lions. With Kenyan Johnson out, everyone thought Ty Johnson was going to come in and be the guy. We were wrong. Tra Carson, 12 carries, 34 yards. He had the most carries out of the whole backfield. He got the start. Out of nowhere, this guy comes in. So, I think if you're choosing between Mark Walton and Tra Carson, I'd probably prioritize Mark Walton just because there's more clarity there. Who's going to be the starter going forward. But Tra Carson's another good guy to add. It's not easy to find these running backs this late in the year. So take your chances where you can, and hopefully it pans out. Wide receiver, I like a few guys to add this week. Mecole Hardman's still out there. He had a nice game, 2 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown. If you look at his stats, he's been really consistent week in and week out, and that's always important in fantasy football to know what you're gonna get. So I think he's the priority ad this week. I like Chris Conley. He had a nice game, 4 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown. D.D. Westbrook got hurt, so Chris Conley should see some more action moving forward. And then finally, we just watched him, Diontae Johnson. He's been on my videos before, and he had a great game. 5 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. And I really think he looks good. Mason Rudolph looks his way quite a bit. And I think that he's a great ad this week. And those are a few guys to look at if you need some help at the wide receiver position. Tight end, it's been brutal. Darren Fells had another good game, 6 catches, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he's the best ad this week if you're looking for a tight end. Jason Witten, he got dropped. He was owned pretty high. He got dropped because of their bye week. He hasn't been the best for upside, but he's been very consistent. And as we know, like I said before, it's important to have that consistency factor. So I think Jason Witten's a good ad if you're hurting at the position, and he's out there, and he may be. A lot of people dropped him this past week because of their bye week. Defense, I like to always end my videos on defense. There's a lot of good matchups this week, so if you stream defenses, this is why, okay? But I do like the Jets at Miami, easy money. Also, I like Cleveland at Denver, especially now with Flacco going down. You thought it was bad with Flacco. Now we get to see what it's like with Brandon Allen. So I think the Browns are in a good spot here to perform well. And then finally, check to see if they're out there. Seahawks against Tampa Bay. Seahawks are at home. Should be a great defense to play this week. So like I said to start the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Good luck on waivers, guys. Till next time.
Don't forget, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any more fantasy football content from the rotoheat.com team. Also, right there, playlist. Hit it. Watch the videos. Do it. You want to. Do it.